Welcome, brothers and sisters, to podcast number 22, Taking Back Our Classrooms. PCTA has been a strong advocate of restorative practices ever since it was introduced to our district. We have the most credible trainers among our ranks, and we know that it could transform our district if we utilize it correctly, from top administration to school-based administrators to instructional staff down to our students. It's all about building relationships, which is and has always been what good teaching and good parenting is all about. However, change cannot occur if the district insists on using RP as another way of avoiding handling discipline. We restore the broken relationship after an infraction has occurred, but that does not mean that there is no consequence. We do our students a disservice when we allow them to skate without a consequence. If our job is to prepare children for the real world, they need to understand the rules of the real world. And rule number one is that there are consequences for our actions. The district has reported that they have dramatically reduced behavior referrals because they utilize restorative practices. Teachers live in terror of being non-renewed, probationarily dismissed, of harsh evaluations, or of having to go on a success plan, all for writing referrals. Fear and intimidation drove the numbers down, not the use of restorative practices, which has not been carried out as intended or with fidelity. So please tell me that you've all had enough and are ready to take some action. I hear the same story about out of control behaviors and no administrative support, and even about teacher assaults, but complaining about it will not fix the problem. We have to take the bull by the horns and fix this. Take back our classrooms one by one. You have legal rights and a union that will stand with you, but if you want things to change, you have to take a stand. Teachers are sent to OPS, the Office of Professional Standards, mostly as a way to remind you that administration has all the power and that you are powerless. 99% of the reasons people go to OPS are usually unfounded, but for some administrators, it's a great way to intimidate a potentially outspoken staff member. Administrators, like the rest of us, are also under a high level of professional standards. I am asking you to ensure that your administration is honoring those standards, and if that is not the case, call the PCTA office. The state has laws on how discipline is to be handled. I choose to believe that if an administrator is not following the law, they should be reported to OPS. Area superintendents should know of every complaint against an administrator. Florida statute clearly states that the teacher is the authority in the classroom with regards to discipline. Florida statute 1003.32 establishes the authority of the teacher and is referred to as the teacher authority law. It states that a teacher may send a student to the principal's office to maintain effective discipline in the classroom and may recommend an appropriate consequence consistent with the student code of conduct. The law goes on to state that the principal shall respond by employing the teacher's recommended consequence or a more serious disciplinary action if the student's history and disruptive behavior warrants it. If the principal determines that a lesser disciplinary action is appropriate, the principal should consult with the teacher prior to taking the disciplinary action. The bottom line is this: you determine when the learning environment in your classroom has been compromised. Each principal shall support the authority of the teacher to remove disobedient, violent, abusive, uncontrollable, or disruptive students from the classroom. If the law is being violated, send your complaint to me, and I will make sure that the appropriate area superintendent and the Office of Professional Standards is made aware of this. If this is occurring throughout the district, and according to your voices on my school visits, it is, then let's all get together and put a stop to it. Document it, send me the narrative of what law was violated and how it impacted your classroom. Sign your name to it and send it to me, and I will take care of the rest. There will be no retaliation for being a whistleblower. If such a thing should occur, PCTA will address that with expediency and volume. Let's take back our classrooms. Now, you deserve better. Our kids deserve better. Thank you for all you do.